and welcome to the first episode of the Seconds Out podcast, where we discuss recent fights and the biggest boxers. So today we're going to talk about Saul Canelo Alvarez and the Dimitri Bivol fight.
Bivol fight.
So obviously Canelo's from Mexico.
And Bivol's from Russia.
Which they actually made a mistake on the thing.
Because on the fight they said he was fighting America, and we're going, Bivol.
Bivol sounds a bit
Doesn't sound
Russian.
very American, does it? Yeah.
And then through all my research I realised
he's from Russia.
It doesn't say American anywhere. I was like, it doesn't look very American. It looks pretty angry.
Yeah. So when we looked at it, Alvarez, obviously, both love him.
Yeah.
Both love watching him fight. Didn't know a lot about Bivol.
No,
bit of an unknown for
me.
me. I know you'd heard of him, watched you, but it's a bit unknown for me. But Canelo,
I found so much about him when I was researching for this. You know, he's been fighting professional since he was 15.
Yeah, I remember you saying he from 15, and then he was it 3 months after his 15th birthday he turned pro or something.
Yeah, 3 months. Yeah, and he had 15 title belts by the time he was 30.
So on paper, this was Alvarez's fight with
Canelo.
Canelo's fight. I mean, he's beat everyone who's gone in front of him. He's beat him, and
57 fights, 39 knockouts.
Was it 1 loss and 2 draws?
Yeah, exactly.
39 knockouts, 57 fights. It's just, if anyone's going to fill a crowd for you,
it's Canelo. Who doesn't know him in boxing?
In the boxing circles, and then who doesn't respect him?
Yeah,
and his English is getting better and better. It comes across quite funny, quite rude sometimes. Some of his English words, maybe not much on this one. So the fight started. Obviously, all the fanfare that came in on it.
Yeah.
And we was all expecting Canelo. So in your opinion, his attributes, what does Canelo bring to the boxing ring?
His head movement, it's just next to none.
It's Matrix, isn't it? It's next level.
Yeah, every highlight I was looking at was Canelo, best head movement. I even linked it into my research. There's a thing saying Canelo, head movement.
But then if you just put it on head movement, which you know how hard it is.
Yeah.
As a boxer, you know how hard head movement is. It's what you get taught again and again, off the line, lean back. It's easy said and easy practice.
Yeah,
but
when
someone's
you've
throwing
got
10 punches at you.
Power punches as well. They're not white punches. They're from, they were fighting light heavyweight.
Yeah, but then you've got his other attributes, his selection of shots that he goes up and down for the body to the head.
The power in
the hands and the body
you
shots,
look at some of the
punches.
Videos slow down and he breaks ribs with one body shot. They're not soft punches.
So do you think he brought all that to this fight?
No.
Because I would talk about him, but like I said, we didn't know a lot about Bivol.
No. I wrote him off, honestly.
Yeah, so did I. And I learned about him during the fight.
Yeah.
And learned that
the commentary.
Learned that his jab looked like a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
He just worked behind the jab. It seems so
guard.
basic.
I was going to say, because I found he was an amateur. And he won, I can't remember exactly what it was, but he won a gold in 2013, I think.
Commonwealths or something then, maybe?
It was something along them lines. He won something it wasn't a small event, it was big. But, obviously he's got that amateur experience. The guard was so tight.
I thought through the fight, I don't think he looked too amateurish. He had a very European style, which is he's just hands up,
tucked in,
peekabooing.
Yeah.
His jab was so straight, just so hard and relentless.
Yeah.
And I think he surprised Alvarez that he just kept coming forward. When Alvarez was going for the big shots, he tucked up, he held up, he caught a lot of shots.
Every fight I've watched of Canelo, nobody comes forward. Nobody dares. They're instantly on the back foot. So I think the fact that he even pushed forward even once, never mind the whole fight, was oh, hang on, this isn't. But
so what you won in the fight? We know it went.
Just that jab, he just caught Canelo out so much. His head movement wasn't there that night.
Did Canelo Alvarez have a bad night, or did Bivol have a good night?
See, this is what I need to figure out, because I've found out as well that for this fight, Canelo was vegan. And he's never been vegan. so he's not eating his usual meats. He's not getting his usual like dairies, everything.
Okay, that's interesting.
So that could have
I
played
wonder anything about that later on.
And I found quite a few fighters saying that when they've gone vegan, because it's meant to be this like amazing like diet, but they've all said that they felt really fatigued in training, like really tired. And when he was back in his corner, like we both said, it was like, Canelo looks tired. It's the second round.
So maybe the diet could be something we talk about on another podcast, on seeing how the vegan diet towards the diet, and see if it is just, don't want to diverse too much, but whether it's once you become a vegan and you're as an established vegan, is it okay?
Not
but if
like
you've just
new...
it'd be like you've just before your next fight taking away some of what you eat.
Yeah, like my protein or something, just
to take it down, and then
yeah, it's just, I think it did make a huge difference, because there's like, even though his power shots weren't getting through, they didn't look half as hard as they usually were.
No, I don't know, but I think what you can say is Canelo did still land with a lot of shots, but Bivol took them. Bivol took his shots. I'm not saying, I mean, an 80% power Canelo is still breaking ribs and putting people on the floor. Do you know what I mean? Picking himself up with the canvas a lot. But Bivol just seemed to, I don't want to make a comparison to a film, but he just seemed very Rocky forward. He just stood in front of him and just chopped him down. Yeah, he just chopped him down. Everything he tried, and you're thinking, oh, here we go, round 8, this is where Canelo will turn it on.
Yeah, up the gears.
Yeah, 9, 10, he's definitely going to pull this out of the bag. And Bivol, and I don't think you could take anything away from Bivol.
No, you can't.
No. Is he going to fill stadiums? Possibly not. Is he a massive personality? He could do. Is he a personality? Because we know in boxing, as well as your hands, your mouth and your personality, your Furies, your Mayweathers, Hudson, fill stadiums. Do you know what I mean? It's
the cheek almost, like the cheek. The Canelo, Caleb Plant, right before the press conference. I mean, slaps him in the face. Yeah. Like, I don't know what else.
Okay, so this is one of your top fights for that we've watched. Over the last 6 months. I mean, we watch a lot of boxing.
Yeah, love it.
Too much. No, we watch a lot of boxing. Yeah. But yeah, this is up there this year.
It's one of the
with a surprise win, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. Like the most unexpected, because I expected like almost just for him to walk over like he always does. I mean, one loss to Mayweather.
Are we saying that if Alvarez had won this fight when it comes to it, we probably wouldn't be talking about it today?
Yeah, it'd have just been a Canelo.
Reel.
Yeah, it'd have been a highlight, but it wouldn't have been as big of a like. The amount of headlines I saw with like Bivol beats Canelo, like unanimously, it wasn't even like a split.
It wasn't close, was it? I mean,
no, I think
we gave it to him, didn't we?
Yeah, I can't
think what the rounds were. I can't think what it ended up at.
I think it was. I can't think, and I don't want to get it wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you just couldn't even say Canelo won it at all. Like there was no chance he could have.
Nope.
And I think I remember the scorecards being a bit like too close.
Closer than what you should have been. Yeah. 2 or 3 rounds instead of 4 or 5.
Yeah, because it definitely even that. I think he won 2 or 3 rounds out of that whole fight. Honestly.
But like I said, so still now, Canelo Alvarez against Bivol.
Yeah.
Has Bivol made your top 10 fighters? Yeah.
I haven't seen enough of him to be in my top 10 because obviously we watch a lot of boxing.
And has Canelo Alvarez moved down any, or has he stayed
No. I think this is what's really wrong with boxing fans, honestly, because Joshua, for instance, he won against Ruiz. Lost against Ruiz, sorry. And everyone just slated him straight away.
He's old, he didn't look this, he's not got the
hunger, he's not done this.
And then when he came back out and fought Ruiz and boxed him, because he didn't knock him out,
everyone was like, oh, he's lost his... Cause
it's a very fickle sport. You can be on top of everyone's shoulders second and people walk past you the next.
It was 19 fights, 19 knockouts. So it was a really surprising one that he did, lose. And then, obviously, against Usyk,
back to the drawing board. But I think what you said is right though. You can, people will lose one fight and go, oh, that Canelo's over the hill.
He's done that.
You can't have a bad day at the office in boxing. You can have a what's that you always say? You can play football, you can play rugby, you can play tennis, but you can't play boxing.
You can
you
no
can't
fingers
have
football
a bad day at the
because
office.
I do love football. But if you're having a bad day, you can slow down a bit. You can have a bit of a walk. You can tell your teammates, you're right, you need to pick up for me a bit today. But in boxing, it's just you and the other person in the ring, they're not going to slow down because you feel a bit ill.
Nope.
If anything, they're going to go harder to try and get you out of it.
That's true. So, Alvarez, Bivol, good fight. Not the best fight of the year up to now.
No.
Most surprising, possibly.
I think it's my most surprising by far, honestly. I don't think much will beat how surprised I was at that.
Yeah.
Because we have had a lot of big fights this year. I mean, we had the Kelbrook Khan fight this year. It didn't surprise me.
No, it didn't surprise you, and that's something we'll talk about. I think that's another podcast where you come in these exhibition almost fights for absolutely nothing that are filled in stadiums and getting pay-per-view, and we'll talk about Boxer taking over from Eddie Hearn and Salam putting on bigger things like that. So
yeah, it was a really surprising fight. I think Bivol just brought his A game. Like, there's no doubt about it. He just walked through every shot, landed the straight shots, which is again another amateur thing. Like, the straight shots up and down, fast pace. Like, there was nothing that, like, he wasn't throwing that many hooks. And if he did, it's when he backed Canelo on the ropes and he picked his shots wisely.
No, I can't disagree with you at all. Not at all.
Yeah, he didn't, like, smother his shots. He took the time to step back, readjust if he was starting to, and then start again, which not a lot of boxers do. The camera cut off in the middle of what we were saying, but it didn't really matter too much. It was just going over pretty much what we were saying. So to save the waffling, that has been round 1, Canelo Alvarez versus Bivol. So we're going to be moving on to round 2, which is Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano, the biggest fight for females boxing ever. So enjoy this quick highlight reel of Canelo Bivol, and you'll see us again in a second.